back of the robot the back of the robot.
So I'm the tech coordinator. Basically, I'm in charge of all the technology and making sure that it works correctly, is there for all of the digital curriculums and that sort of thing that we have at the school. Actually, it's kind of a funny story. I went to a training on a whim, and it turned out to be really, really awesome. And it turned out on Maui, there's already starting to build a pretty big community that's supporting robotics and really getting into it. And so we just, I don't know, it seemed so interesting and like it would be such a valuable experience for the kids. We just kind of got hooked.
My job is actually to create programs. So whenever there's a need, so we look at data, and then whatever the data shows, that's what I create. VEX seems to be something that it's clearly just robotics, programming, and then there's optional items like a STEM project. And also the programming is also optional. So it was something that at a school level you could invest a minimal amount of time, but to get the same excited results with the kids.
So my job in this robotics team is the mechanic, which it's my job to fix mostly everything on the robot and make sure before at the competition, we do rounds, I have to make sure that everything is all snapped into place and nothing is loose.
By competing, I think kids have like a goal. Like you have an end date where you need to show up and you have to complete all of your tasks and working as a team. And by competing and having a competition with your robot that you're working on just gives kids an end time and a goal. And I think everybody needs goals to set their goals and be able to accomplish them.
So you have a partner, and in this case, my partner is Raiden, and so every 30 seconds, between 25 seconds and 35 seconds, you can switch. So we usually get 30 seconds each, and I drive first, and Raiden goes after.
How it works is, at first, two teams are on opposite sides of the field, and what your job is to do is to get as many blocks to the other side as you can.
You have 1 minute, and each driver has 30 seconds to pick up blocks and push them to the other side of the scoring zone. And if their robot can stack, they can stack up to 5 high or higher because there's no rule objecting that.
We try to score as much points by getting blocks from one side to the scoring zone, and we stack it, and when we stack it, we earn extra points. The points that are on the floor and that are stacked, the stacked one multiplies by the points on the floor.
Let's say if I stack 4 red blocks on top of the red base cube, and I get all the red cubes, which is 12 cubes in total, I would go 12 times 4, and that'll give me a total of 48 points. So the highest number you can score is 180 points in total.
It's a critical thinking, problem-solving activity. So they're constantly confronted by these little problems that they have to sort through on their own. It's not like out of a textbook where you either get the answer or you don't. It's solving all the little steps there.
My job on the robotics team is to take pictures of what everyone is doing and post them onto our engineering e-notebook, and to write like what the problem was with our robot and what our idea was and what our goals for the day is.
I think some of the challenges I'm facing today are that the axles aren't long enough or they're too short, and when you push in on it, it hurts a lot, and then when you push it in too far, you gotta pull it back out and then push it back in again.
When you're sliding the gears on the axle, the teeth are kind of sharp, so when you're pushing it down, it kind of jabs into your hand.
I face a lot of frustration because it hurts a lot because the pieces are not very easy to work with, and you don't have a lot of tools to help you take them out, and we had to sort all of our pieces so we could find all our pieces, and it's crazy because all the pieces are everywhere after practice and we have to just clean them all up and sort them.
Since this is a 16 and here's the uprights, they're too far apart.
They're too far apart, right? So that's the big problem to figure out, to solve. How are we going to deal with this?
We can put some bricks and connect them over.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a few problems. The robot is going slower, and while we're still struggling to get from one side to the other team has already stacked like almost all of the blocks.
We decided to put these wheels on the robot so it would line up the blocks easier because we had problems in the past with our robot not lining up the blocks right.
Well, when we went to the state tournament, there's stacking involved in this competition. And we went in and we saw some 5-block stacking at the Maui district. But when we went to state, there was somebody who was able to do 7.
Got a reservation at a hotel, and we had a competition that we had to go to in Pearl Ridge.
We ended up winning the STEM Project Award, which then advanced us to the national, the World VEX IQ competition.
Me and Mark stayed at school till 8 o'clock some days working on a performance that we had to do for a STEM research project. And that's what's got us the award that allowed us to go.
Well, when we found out that we won first place in the STEM research project, it made me feel proud because because TJ and I had done something for the team that got us to World Championships, and it made me feel like we did very, very well.
I was so excited because I thought we would never make it because it's very slim chance to get to world competitions, and it's just our first year, and this is just started to be fun and just go to competitions and be happy. But to find out we're going to worlds is just very exciting and awesome.
I was most nervous at the Oahu competition because I thought we weren't going to win any trophies and we're done forever.
I was immensely proud of them. Yeah, and I was glad and happy for them that they could see that all the hard work they put into it.
Okay, what I'm expecting when we go to Kentucky is we're gonna have a lot of fun driving the robot and presenting.
I'm expecting that it's gonna be on and off weather, and that it's gonna be a lot of grass because just a lot of planes.
I think I'm gonna see people from all around the world with those jackets, those jackets that they usually wear now that have the team name on it.
There's going to be a ton of people, 200 teams, and countless other family members and everything that are going to be there. So we're thousands and thousands of people kind of all sharing their love of robotics. And it's 3 days of fun and competition and just learning from one another, I think.
I expect teams that are way more advanced.
A lot of people, a lot of fun, and just being together as a team will be probably awesome.
I'm expecting it to be very hard because all of the teams that go there are the ones who make it from all 2 stages of the competition.
Mr. Fawcett, he helps us with a lot of things. When we're off task, he reminds us that we're going to Kentucky and make sure to stay on task.
He's very helpful because he knows a lot about math, and even though he's frustrated with us, he's still very happy, and I think that's a great coach because sometimes coaches are strict, and I think it's just very fun having a lot of good coaches that are fun and that make sure you're on task, and we can then they help us to get to the next level too.
And so he basically just helped me by teaching us more about the computers and the how to program and what goes where.
he lets us interact with the robot, but he also tells us like, oh, like, do you see anything wrong with it? And he lets us learn instead of him telling us what is actually wrong.
Mr. Fulstead and Mrs. Domingo help me as a person because they teach me how to work together with other people, and if other people join the team, then I could work together with them, and if I don't, they will help me too, and give me scoldings and whatever, but it helps.
But I just want to know, maybe, everybody to know that we have a lot of good things happening at the school. We have a lot of kids that are learning and excited about learning. And all the teachers here are working hard to just do the best for every kid.
And just participate and see how we're really pushing those boundaries here at the school.
Well, I think this is going to help me more in life with engineering if I keep on continuing to do robotics, because robotics is just like the same thing as engineering, because robots are engineered by engineers.
It is fun because you get to do projects, you get to do robotics. It's a lot of things that are very fun in STEM. So,
What I would tell them is that we have a lot of fun, we compete in extraneous amounts of competitions, and we get to experience new things, new people, make new friends, find out new technologies, and have fun.
So maybe they will get interested as well as the kids, and maybe they can learn about it and help mentor other people.
It made help me understand like how to program something so that it can drive on it by itself.
It's fun to be at school during the break because instead of staying at home and sitting down on the couch, you actually get to do something fun.
Hopefully they'll stick with robotics once they move into middle school and into high school, because they're all very talented kids, and I think they got a bright future ahead of them.